13. That's the number. 13 Christians approximately on average are killed each day in the world. 13 Christians each day die just because they're Christians. There's no other group that is persecuted on the planet more than Christianity for just being Christians. You might have different skirmishes between different groups, and you might see, let's say, Shiite and Sunni Muslims fighting, but they're fighting really more for territory and things like that or whatever, but not because they are necessarily Muslims, because you're going to see Shiite and Sunni Muslims banding together to kill Christians. We're seeing this more and more. As a matter of fact, just recently, and it's just going unreported, virtually unreported, that 70 Christians found beheaded in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Why? Why isn't anyone reporting on it? Why is this even happening? And is this also a similar fate that we might find ourselves facing here in America? Just recently, there was discovered 70 Christians found beheaded in the Democratic Republic of Congo, and they were killed by an ISIS-linked group called the Alliance for Democratic Forces. Ironic name, considering they have nothing to do or wanting anything to do with anything relating to democracy. But if we peel back the curtains a little bit and find out what's happening, all of this is going on in a country that is majority Christian, and it's being fueled by another country that is also majority Christian. The DRC's neighbors to the east of them, which is Rwanda, which is a war-torn country, is trying to make inroads into and try to pick up lands that are in the Congo. Why? Well, you'll find it interesting. As a matter of fact, it's an old story. It's a time-tested story. It's over and over again. It's always repeating. The real reason for this, and why would a Christian country or a country that's majority Christian even use ISIS-backed militants? Why would they use Islamic fundamentalists or Islamic extremists to go and allow them to go and kill and torture Christians? Simple. Money. They are after the resources that are there in the Congo, minerals that are needed to put together an iPhone or computers, the chips and things like that, these rare earth minerals that are found in Africa. They're found all over in many places, but some places they're easier to mine and get to, such as we find in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And why is this important? Because you're going to find more and more people being persecuted or allowing Christians, because again, if there's going to be a group that's going to be persecuted, or if there's going to be a group that will be allowed to have their rights violated, it's going to be first at the top of the list. Let's start with the Christians. Let's start with the people of God. And this is not something that the Bible doesn't tell us about at all. As a matter of fact, the Bible is pretty clear about this. Remember, the Bible says that those who desire to live godly, what does he say? They will suffer persecution. This is going to happen to us all. Now, maybe not to the same tune, with the same level of attack, with the same level of persecution, but to some degree, and we all have to be ready for it. Remember, Jesus brings this up when he's speaking about the seed and the soils, the parable of the soil and the seeds, and how there are some that fall away. Look what he says in Matthew 13:21. He says, "Yet he has no firm root in himself, but is only temporary, and when affliction or persecution arises because of the word, immediately falls away." People are going to persecute Christians because of the word. They don't want the gospel. And for someone who is opportunistic like ISIS, they don't care who is paying them, who's forcing them, who's behind them. If they get an opportunity to kill Christians, they will do so in a brutal fashion. Think about it, being beheaded. And this isn't a one-time thing. This has happened over and over again. We've got stories of a 5-year-old boy being beheaded. We've got Christians being burned alive. We've got Christians being pulled out of their houses, or actually put inside their churches, or shut up inside their houses and have those set on fire, have them drowned. So many different atrocities that are happening. The problem is, though, the world is giving us a deaf ear. They're not shining the light on that. Now, if there were Muslims being persecuted, if there was someone else being persecuted, I can promise you the world is probably going to hear more about it. Again, 13 Christians a day die for being Christian. And so, yes, the Bible says that those who desire to live godly will suffer persecution. It's going to vary from place to place, person to person, from time to time. But what does he say, though? He says, "Who will separate us from the love of Christ? Will tribulation or distress or persecution?" Not even persecution. These are people who were serious and are serious about their faith. These are people that we can learn a lesson from. These are people who will gladly, or because of the faith, decide to take death, who are not going to relent. That's the kind of Christianity that we want to have, even here in Western countries such as America. We want to have the kind of faith that if the boss says don't do this, or America is for this, that we don't relent. The Bible says this: though we are persecuted, not forsaken, struck down, but not destroyed, always carrying about in the body the dying of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus also may be manifested in our body. He was persecuted, so guess what? We also are going to be persecuted. It's going to happen. It's going to happen on various levels, different degrees. And I can promise you this, to some degree, maybe not to the degree that we're seeing in the Congo and other places, in Nigeria, in Yemen, and other places like that. But to some degree, you're going to see persecution come here to American Christians. You might think not right now, but listen, the number of Christians, self-professed Christians in America, has dwindled each year. And so at some point in time, Christianity will not be the dominant form of religion. And even if it is, look at some of these countries. Look at Rwanda. Look at formerly Nigeria, that's now Muslim majority. Look at the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is majority Christian. But you see religious persecution, not Christians attacking Muslims, but others attacking Christians. It's going to happen here. Either you will take this particular vaccine, or you might succumb to this particular progressive movement. You're going to vote this way. You're going to buy this way. You're going to think this way, even if it conflicts with your Christian belief. And if not, we'll fire you. If not, we'll sue you. If not, we'll take away your property. We'll do whatever we can. And some point in time, it might get to the point to where they will label your beliefs as hate speech and then begin putting you in jail. It's already happening in some Western countries. And don't think that we are immune. Don't think that the enemy does not have his designs on this country. Pray, one, for these people. Pray that you would have the resolve in your heart that these people have, though it may not ever come to that point with you. If it does in some particular fashion, pray that you have the same ability, the same wherewithal to take a stand for Christ. And then also pray that more and more people will be alerted to what's happening. If you don't know what's happening now, then when it does happen, you'll be caught off guard. Understand, this is something that Jesus spoke about. These things are going to happen. If they persecuted him, they will persecute you.